two. Ready to kick some ass? Yeah, bring a gun or two. Get your whole town, it's gonna be the showdown. And we gonna make the street smoky like it was Motown. Come on, come on. I got the temptation, feeling the sensation.
What up, y'all? Puddin' here. First off, let me tell you guys, it's literally like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not kidding. Let's see if I can get this over here so you guys can see the clock. I don't know if we can. Let me do this. I think that says around 2. Yeah, it says 1/4 till 2. So anyway, I couldn't sleep. So I decided to get up and make a video. And I know that sounds stupid, but when you can't sleep, you got to do what's in your head. And I just, for some odd reason, I couldn't sleep. Something's been bothering me lately. And it's the dating life. Now, I know y'all are going to think I'm nuts. You know, those of you know, I'm going through a divorce. But I started thinking about, I don't even know why I put this on. I'm like, I'm not even half asleep. I'm awake, but I put it on. The one thing that I don't understand is when you're in, well, I do understand this, but as you get older, it gets harder to understand. And let me explain. When you're in your 20s, late teens, early 20s, into your late 20s, and possibly into your early 30s, everybody is open-minded. And you can date just about anybody you want. I mean, literally, I remember in my early 20s, I did a shit ton of dating. As I got older, dating got harder. And I was laying in bed trying to figure out why dating has gotten harder. Well, a couple things come to mind. Number one, and if you honestly think about this, hopefully you will agree with me. Maybe you won't, but the older you get, the more set in your ways you are. I don't know if y'all remember, but when I was a kid, my mama, my mom, my dad, my grandpappy, they all told me, you know, I'm not changing for nobody. I'm set in the way I want to be set in, and this is the way I'm going to be, and if you don't like it, then you can kiss my ass. My grandpappy told me that shit all the time. I never knew what he meant. But now that I'm reaching 50 years old, I know exactly what he meant. Because I was married up until 2010 was when I got divorced from my second ex-wife. And yes, lucky makes 3. But hopefully before too long that ain't gonna be happening no more. So, but the point I'm trying to get across is, I was out of the dating scene for almost 10 years, 8 years, 8.5 years. And I didn't realize how set in my ways I was. And it's not just men, it's women too. Women are set in their ways. Because right after my divorce with my ex-wife in 2010, I did the online dating thing. And I feel bad for the women, but I also feel bad for us guys. Now, this is going to be a lengthy video probably, I don't know. But the one thing I noticed when I was doing online dating was that you either got women who just wanted to screw, and that goes the same for men. Women, I feel bad for you, because I don't know how many horror stories I've heard about women setting up profiles and all they get is a dick pic. That's it. That's not respectable. And that's not how I was raised. You know, that shit comes later on down the road when you're married and you're together, and then you try to keep the flame going, and then you do what you can to do it, you know, to make it go. But the dating scene has gotten so hard for older people. For number one, I'm not changing who I am for anybody. I am me, and either you like me or you don't like me. That goes the same for women. Women are set in their ways, and either you like them or you don't like them. The problem comes in is trying to find two people on opposite ends of the spectrum that live. One lives this way and one lives this way, but can they be compatible? My biggest problem is I'm a clean freak. Do I have OCD? I may have some signs of it. People tell me no, I don't have OCD. I just have a certain way for certain things, and things. I'll put it this way. Everything has a place, and every place has a thing. And if that thing is not in its place, I get mad. Because I expect it to be there when I find it. And I guarantee you, 90% of you are the exact same way. I just go a little overboard with my cans, so the cans have got to be turned out so you can read the labels, and everything's got to be cleaned. And needless to say, the last couple days my rig has not gotten any kind of clean. For those of you who don't know, I ended up with a massive migraine on Tuesday. I started getting it late Monday night. I had a massive migraine Tuesday, and then, because this is the morning of Thursday, I mean, this is late Wednesday night or early Thursday morning, 2 o'clock in the morning on Thursday to be exact. So I was in bed all day Tuesday with sunglasses on. I had a rag over my head, and I know what it's from. It's stress. It was stress-induced. I don't handle stress well. I don't need stress in my life, and unfortunately sometimes we don't ask for stress or drama or anything like that in our lives. Sometimes it gets thrown at us whether we like it or not. But normally my place is very clean. Those of you who know me know this, and my place stays clean. But what I'm trying to get at is you can't have a person who's disorganized and completely in shambles with somebody that's a neat freak. That ain't working. And you're gonna have struggles the entire time through the relationship. If I can find somebody that is a neat freak like me, I'd be set. That'd be awesome. Am I looking? No. Would I like to have somebody? If somebody came into my life right now and was exactly like me, and and I'll use myself as an example. I'm going to put myself out there. You know what? I'm 49 years old. I'm 6'1", and I'm about 335 pounds now. I've lost 5 pounds in the last week. I like to explore. I like to live in the woods. I'm also considered a prepper. A lot of people think people who are preppers are have lost it up here. And I don't think I've lost it. I am a Christian, and I'm proud to say that I'm a Christian. A lot of people, I have a lot of friends that are non-Christian. They don't try to push their ideology on me. I don't push it on them. But the things that I like are backwoods, fires, bonfires. But I also like to play video games. Now, this is going to be kind of a long story. Well, not a long story, but it's going to be a story. In 2010, I had to go start seeing a shrink. And I know I've said this before. In 2010, I put a gun in my mouth and I was going to blow my head off. If it was not for my dog Dixie, I would not be here today. But I am at a point in my life now where I try to help people who are not mentally straight. I spent 5 years with a shrink. And in those 5 years, I learned to love myself again. And I do. I completely love who I am. But there are people that say, you can't cuss. You can't use this kind of language. You can't do this, and you can't do that. I've talked to my shrink about all that. I have to be true to me, just like you have to be true to you. If you're true to yourself and you love yourself, then the one that you're supposed to be with will eventually come along. I honestly believe that. There's a lot of things that in this life that aren't fair. And there's a lot of things in this life that will never be fair. Life is a struggle. It's not easy. If life was easy, I mean, hell, everybody'd be happy all the time. But nobody's happy all the time. You know? The thing I've noticed, I'm very honest when it comes to anything I do. Whether it's dating or talking to people or whatever. Sorry, my back's still giving me a lot of problems. The one thing I've noticed, even in my dating experience, I let people know, or I let women know, that I have no front teeth. I let them know I dipped Copenhagen. I let them know I've had back surgery and it went wrong. I let them know I've had a knee replacement. Do they need to know this? No. But in my mind and in what I do, I don't want nothing hidden from anybody. I want everything out in the open to begin with. I don't want to hide nothing from anybody. That will come back and bite you in the ass. It really will. There are things that's happened in my life that have come back to bite me if I have not said it up front. So I make sure that no matter what I do, whether it's dating or talking to someone, I'm very upfront with everything. I don't like to beat around the bush and none of that shit. I always try to do what the right thing is. We are human. We make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We're all not perfect. You know, I would kill. No, I wouldn't kill. I would love to have a woman that's like 5'5" or shorter with long hair. And petite. That's what I'm attracted to. I'm very attracted to very short women that are petite. That's my preference. There are women out there that don't like big guys. There are women out there that do like big guys. You know, there are guys out there, skinny guys out there that like big women. I like average women. I love all women in general. I mean, my ex-wife, my second ex-wife that has my 2 daughters, was 5'8". And she was a good woman. She got caught up in some stuff, and I'm not going to go into all that, but she got caught up into some things, and it didn't work out. You know, you can't... I was watching Living Free Mike, and he was talking about 40 to 50% of all marriages end up in divorce now, in the 21st century. That's not cool. You talk to people that are older than us, like they're in their 70s and 80s, and they've been married for almost 50 years. To me, that is awesome. That is outstanding, and I don't see why people can't go back into that. But I'm telling you right now, the reason why people are not getting into that is because they have electronics to go do their dating. People don't get out anymore. They do it all like this, right in front of them, on a cell phone or on a computer. I was brought up to where, in an era, and a lot of you will hopefully agree with me, where when I went out, we had like Atari, what, 2600, and the 5200 came out a few years later, I think, and this was back in the late 70s, early 80s. But our parents would be like, nope, get your ass outside, go outside and play. You got friends out there, and it's a nice day outside. We went outside and played. I remember a bunch of my friends that we would take the old Ertl metal cars or dump trucks or Tonka trucks or whatever we could find, and we played demolition derby with them in my damn driveway. We took plastic models. Hang on. We took plastic models and melted them down and made them look like demolition derby cars, and then derbied them in the driveway after that. We did a lot of crazy shit. I remember we even built a soapbox derby, walked it all the way across town just to go down the hill, a tire fall off of it, and we flip it, and then it breaks. You know, everything today that is done by electronics is getting rid of the personal aspect of everything, even in dating. You're going off of a profile that's on a computer, and 9 times out of 10, and I'm not joking when I say this, 9 times out of 10, the profiles you read on a dating site are fake. You might get 1 or 2 in there that's decent, but you will not have one. I will be honest, as soon as I got on a dating site here, oh God, about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, and I was only on it for maybe 5 days, and I got off. I had to, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Because all the women that were sending me messages and stuff were not real. They wanted you to go check out their website. Women, and if you do talk to a real woman, they're like, I'm set in my ways. I want this and I want that, and if you send a dick pic, I will not respond. What is it? What the hell has happened to our world? What has happened to dating? What has happened to human beings? What has happened to compassion? It's like nobody has it anymore, and I don't get it. It's a struggle with life, and like I said, I'm not perfect, but I'm a good guy. And that's another thing I want to bring up. Some women say they want a good guy, and then there's women that say, I want the fucking buff, bodybuilder kind of guy. I'm here to tell you what, and I'm not joking. Those guys that are bodybuilders or whatever, they're fucking cocky, arrogant, and most of them are assholes. And I'm not joking. And they treat the women like shit. And then when a good guy, me, decides to go and try to date one of them, guess what I get? I get damaged goods, and the woman is like fucking lost half of her freaking mind. That goes for men too. Men do that shit to women. I don't understand how women can say, "Oh, I want a good guy." Is there any good guys left? Is there any nice guys left? Yeah. We're here. And we deserve to be happy. But the one thing that I chose to do in this go around, I'm not settling. I'm going to make sure I get exactly what I want, who I want, and I'm going to make sure the mental, physical, emotional, sexual, everything that involves a relationship is there. Because a lot of people don't go off of that no more. So, I don't get it how women, I know women want men that are at least decently attractive. I was told, and I never really noticed it before, I'm not a bad looking guy. I never thought of myself as a, hot stud or anything like that. I am far from it. But I'm not a bad looking guy at all. Am I a little overweight? Yes, I am. Am I working on it? You damn Skippy, I am. Do I have health problems? Yes, I do. Do I have my own money? Yes, I do. Do I ask anybody for any money? No, the fuck I don't. So if you can't support yourself and you're looking for a sugar daddy or a sugar mama, get your ass off the fucking couch, go get a fucking job, and fucking work for what you get. Don't fucking be trying to mooch off of other people. That I don't understand either. All I ask is to find a decent woman who has her own money and can support herself. That way I'm not having to support her and she doesn't have to support me. I don't see why that is a huge issue. I really don't. But somehow or another it is. And if you tell people, and this is one thing I've noticed since I've lived in an RV. When I made my new profile here about 2 weeks ago, I put on there, I live in an RV. And I travel. But I also made it an effort to put in there that I was looking for land. And I'm looking to buy a house. I love this life. But I also got to realize I'm getting older. And my body is not as young as it used to be. So I need some place where I make sure that I can be settled in, and if something happens that I can be close to whatever I need. I'm still young enough now where I can do this maybe for another year. I'm waiting for things to go through. A lot of you guys know that I fell at Walmart, and none of that shit is going through the way I thought it would, and it is what it is. But I have a lot of you don't know that I busted my ass in the last 5 years to build my credit up to get my credit better. For almost 4 years I literally lived off of like Top Ramen, peanut butter and jelly, and that's about it. Is it a good thing for me? Probably not. Probably not the healthiest thing in the world. But I wanted to get my credit back up to where I could afford to have stuff. How do you think I got that truck? How do you think I got this RV? It's because I busted my ass to get it. So the point I'm trying to make is, if you want something, you work for it. If you want a good relationship, I don't know why my eyes watering, but my eyes watering. No, I'm not crying either. If you want something, then you need to work for it. Nothing in this life is going to be handed to you on a silver platter. It just ain't going to happen. So the dating scene, getting back to that, and I know I've kind of jumped all over and I apologize. But I notice that the older you get, men are set in their ways and women are set in their ways. But the one thing I've noticed in dating of women my age or a little bit older, and this is not all of them, but this is the ones that I've ran across, they want to change me. They want to change the no sleeves. They want to change the no hair. They want to change the goatee. They want to change and put me in jeans. A lot of you don't know, I can't wear jeans anymore because of my knee. I wear shorts all the time, and I have a brace that I have to put on my leg when I go out. A lot of you may not know that, but I do. So I haven't worn jeans in 10 years. I have jean shorts, and believe you me, and it's hard to put a knee brace under those jean shorts. It's not the easiest thing. So I wear just like, well, you guys have seen the shorts I wear. They're like elastic or whatever you want to call them, but they're comfortable, and it's easy for me to get my knee brace on and off. The thing is I guess the point I'm trying to get at, each of us have our downfalls. Each of us are not perfect. It's trying to find someone that we're perfect with. So, if you are my age, in your mid-40s to mid-50s, and you're trying to date, be a little more open-minded. I noticed that's what I need to do. Now, I have noticed, I have tried to date women that are a little bit older, and some of them I just don't get along with. Now, don't get me wrong, I have gotten along with some of them, but it's more of a friendship basis, and it's not something that I would pursue. But I do get along better with women that are like, and I'm just being totally honest here, I get along better with women from 45 to 35. I don't know why, but I get along better with women of a younger age. I have no clue. I've had people tell me that I was born in the wrong era, because a lot of people tell me, when I tell people that, I'm going to be 50 next year, they'll look at me and like, you're going to be 50? And I'm like, yeah, I'm 49 years old. I'll be 50 next year. I've had people tell me I still look like I'm in my mid-30s. I don't know if that's true or not, but ain't I sexy? And I can't laugh either. But I'm being dead serious. I've had people tell me that I look a lot younger than what I am, and a lot of people have said I was just born in the wrong year, or the wrong era. I should have been born 10 years later. It is what it is. So in closing, I know this is kind of a shit video, but if you are in the dating scene, and whether you're a nomad or a house dweller or whatever, you need to be a little more open-minded and really get to know the person before you make any kind of commitments. And trust me, I know this from personal fact. You have to get to know somebody before you go and do anything stupid. Yes, I'm pointing fingers back at myself. There are things I regret. There are things that I don't regret. But I've had, seen this thing on Facebook the other day, and then I'll close with this. Seen this thing on Facebook the other day. If you had a button where you could turn back time and change anything in your life, would you do it? My answer is no. And the reason why my answer would be no is because all the ups and downs that I've been through in my life have turned me into the man that I am today. I'm a good-hearted man. I wear my heart on my sleeve. And if I'm with somebody, I give them my whole heart. And if you're not getting anything in return, that shuts other people down. And you can't live that way. You can't live being in a dark area. You always have to be in a lighted area. I know that sounds kind of weird, but hopefully you're following what I'm saying. So, just when you're out there, I'll put it this way, don't judge a book by its cover. Just because he's a little chunky, or she's a little chunky, or, he's not perfect, or she's not perfect, or they have some kind of a mental or physical illness, don't hold that against them. Get to know them, understand them, and then go from there. But I was always told as a young kid, if you ever judge a book by its cover, you could be missing out on the best book you ever read in your life. And I will tell you right now, I'm not a half bad book to read. I'm a good guy. I really am. And there's a lot of guys out there that are like me that don't get a chance with a good woman. That's all I got to say today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I apologize for not having anything better out yet, but I'm still recovering from the last couple days, and I'm supposed to go up and see Greg later today, and that's not going to happen. Greg Burris is a friend of mine, and he's up in Parker. I'm having problems moving around, so there's probably a very slim chance that I will go. So, and at 30 minutes my video shuts off. Ain't that handy dandy? Anyway, be kind to one another, love one another, and live life to the fullest, because tomorrow's not promised. And for God's sakes, just give people a chance. Y'all take care and God bless.
So put your drinks up for the weekend, 'cause them work days sure been creeping. What's up? Is anybody gonna get tore up? Drinks up for